Welcome into We Talk Sports Good and a little after dark, Pac-12 after dark. We're stealing a little bit, I guess, here. Ooh, look at that.
That's a trash can.
A little extra. Is that for the Pac-12 or it's been shots out there for them? Is that what's going on?
No, man.
Or
Just
the
just to that nation.
Because
Because we're rocking and rolling right now. Also, go Mavs. Harrison Barnes just hit a game winner with 0.5 seconds left on the clock. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, I did actually. I just saw the video not too long ago on that.
Very nice. I was
nice.
very
Hey, 4 wins now.
Two of which are against the Grizzlies.
Yeah, be careful though. Can't win too many.
Yeah,
you gotta keep that top 3 pick right now. But anyways, this is once again We Talk Sports Good, and we're doing a little NFL talk. Just a little bit delayed here. I guess not delayed, but we're just different little time this week.
Yeah.
Can't be predictable. We'll just start off a little bit. Thomas is off enjoying himself at Thor with his family, so that sounds actually quite a bit of fun. A little jealous here.
Spoiler alert. Hella dies. Boom.
Oh, well, thank you. I have about to say I have not seen it yet, so I was a little jealous that he said he's.
Did you think the villain was gonna win?
No, but
yeah.
No, fair enough. But
actually, I don't know if she dies. She does lose, though. You're welcome.
Okay. Well, all right, fair enough. Listen, I haven't seen it, so I'm a little jealous there for myself. So fair enough for him.
Actually, saw it like yesterday. So
thanks. Apparently haven't seen it right this week, but me. So I guess I need to get on that. Anyways, we'll get into our week 11 of recap and then do our week 12 picks. Unfortunately, did not gain any ground. No one gained any ground as we all had. You said 10, right?
Yep, we all got 10 right. So totals is you have 76, I have 88, Thomas has 89. Kind of a lame week.
A little bit of a lame week, and that's. I guess for anything, it's going to start making me more desperate and desperate every week in picks. We're at
week 12, not many left.
Yeah, no, week 12, I'm going to have to start maybe throwing a couple out there. And
we'll probably keep it going with the playoffs, though, right? I mean, makes sense.
Why not pick? Maybe we'll put a little more on the playoffs. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see that.
Restart, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. We'll have regular season champ, playoff champ, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure something out there, but of course we'll still keep going with the playoffs once we get there. But we'll kick it right into the last week's action and the Thursday game. I know that was, I want to say, hyped up. I mean, it was a record-wise a good matchup, but the Steelers came out and just whooped on the Titans. But I mean, that is the Titans, not the Titans, the Steelers. That's the potential, though. We kind of expect out of them. This is the team that's what we're what you thought you'd see at the beginning of the year, 40-17 on the Titans with that offense. Yeah. Honestly, they didn't really use Le'Veon Bell. That was a pass-happy game.
I mean, the Titans did what they wanted to do with Bell. They shut him down, but, I mean, that's what happens when you have this ridiculous group of skill players. If you shut down one of them, then the next one's going to be up. And Antonio Brown, 10 for 144, 3 touchdowns. One really ridiculous catch, too.
I had to play him in fantasy in one of my leagues. I literally lost because of him. I had a great week. I think I lost by 12-ish, around 12-ish in one of my leagues because of him. I mean,
That's rough.
I think I put up 99, which is still a solid week. But when Antonio Brown puts up 30-something, it made it hard to start, looking at it positively from Thursday. I will admit I did like both color rush uniforms, by the way. I know I've been, I guess, the one holding back on it. It's not – it depends on the team.
I like them, man.
It
definitely depends on the team.
I like these. I will say that. But, I mean, like you said,
I'm blanking. I can't remember. Did Tennessee wear all white, or did they wear their, powder blues?
Powder blues.
They're like baby blues.
Yeah.
The baby blue ones are – I really like those.
Yeah. And, other than out of the game, I know Mariota looked a little off, but, that running game is just not getting going for the Titans, and that's kind of supposed to be the bread and butter of their team when you have DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry. Oh, man. And then you run the read option with Mariota.
And their offensive line is supposed to be, one of the better O-lines in the league. I mean, Lewin, I'm blanking on their right tackle's name. But I mean, the offensive line as a whole is young and good,
It is.
and they're not running the ball well right now. So,
Yeah.
well,
It's gonna be interesting. Now the Steelers, their defense is starting to get into it, and that's a dangerous thing because I feel like obviously the past years that's what's actually kind of held the Steelers back is they haven't had that defense of old of the Steelers. They
yeah.
got old and they finally have started to replace them, and it's coming around now.
I
It's
think out
pay
of
off
those,
now.
I think out of those top teams too, like right now, I think Pittsburgh and the Patriots are the ones that are kind of get slept on with people talking about them because they're those teams that are like usually good.
Yeah.
Like everyone's talking about the Saints and the Eagles, and well, pretty much Saints and Eagles right now because those are the teams that usually aren't like this. And Patriots and Pittsburgh, they're usually pretty good. So people are kind of sleeping on them a little bit, I think.
Yeah, and I mean they got it pretty set up now in the AFC. I guess their
Yeah.
only threat would actually, I mean, they do have a Patriots game later in the year. That'll be a big game, and the Jags
They're
had the tiebreaker on them.
Yeah, well, Pitt's set with making the playoffs.
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
mean, they're gonna win the AFC North. Baltimore's 5-5. There's no way they're gonna catch them. Pretty much. I mean, AFC East, AFC North. They're sewn up, but AFC South is still up for grabs. I mean, Jags are 7-3, Tennessee's 6-4, but I feel like Tennessee's just kind of trending down right now for me. I think Jacksonville is steady, and then but AFC West is really up for grabs.
What we thought would have been possibly the hardest division in the NFL, and
I would not be surprised if the Chargers win that division at all.
the Chargers are making a little bit of a
Four
run
and
here.
six, KC's 6-4, and they've lost what 4 straight, right?
Yeah, I
No,
believe
no,
so.
no, no. They're 2 straight.
Or- okay.
I think they lost, one, lost.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, but still 4 out of 5.
Yeah,
4 out of 5.
good.
It's not good when you have a tiebreaker on the Pats and you're like, oh crap, they could run away with the 1 spot.
Yeah.
And now they are not getting a bye week, and
Right.
they're playing the top wild card team, which, as of now, I mean, the wild card's not looking great for the AFC.
Mm-mm. The NFC as a whole looks way stronger than the AFC to me right now. I feel like it's been like that for a little while, personally. But
The AFC's been top heavy, and then especially once the Broncos aren't the Broncos now.
Yep.
It's Steelers, Pats, and then someone kind of jumps in there. Like, I mean, the Chiefs kind of did last year. Now the Jags are kind of making a step up. But once it comes
Colts
playoff
were jumping in there for a little bit.
Colts were. But, I mean, the consistent two is Pats and Steelers. So
right.
you got to knock them out to really mean something. And the Broncos were the only ones that could really do that. Now they're nowhere to be found, and we'll get to them in a little bit. Testing out finally. I mean, I know he was hurt, but with Lynch, but that'll be interesting. But we'll move on. We'll get on. Obviously, we'll probably touch on that plenty when we talk about the other games. So we'll move to your team now. Might as well. Why not? Saints perform a miracle. Beat Washington 34-31 in overtime with the miraculous comeback. Drew Brees led, and I know we've all obviously agreed that this is the reason what makes the Saints so dangerous. Yeah, their defense has won some games, and their running game. Not saying it wasn't good that game, but when you still have Drew Brees in 2 minutes to tie the game, he's still Drew Brees.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, this is for the Saints. This is one of those defining games. Every team that, and I'm not saying that I think we could win the Super Bowl. I'm not saying we will. That's a long and difficult road. But any team that wins the Super Bowl, they have 1 or 2 games in the regular season that you're like, remember that game when they came back right here? This is the time that like everyone took them for real. And this is one of those games. Came back late. Defense was banged up. Marshawn Lattimore was out. Kenny Vaccara's out. Alex Okafor, we just lost for the season. That's a big hit because he's been really good. We're going to need a couple of DNs, Trey Hendrickson in specific to step up. But, yeah, Breeze Brees took control. He went 11 for 11 right there at the end of the fourth quarter. Yeah, and just when in 09, when the Saints won the Super Bowl, they actually came back in overtime against Washington, and it was one of those defining games in the regular season, and that was around week 13, 14, I think. So, I'm not saying, and this team, to me, this team is built kind of like that Super Bowl team. That 09 team relied on a defense that was ball hawks. They got turnovers a lot, and then they, believe it or not, people might try to remember that team as a pass heavy team. They passed plenty, but they really relied on Pierre Thomas, Reggie Bush, and I think Bell was our third running back that year, if I'm remembering right. But we ran a lot. We set the tempo with the run game, and defense got turnovers, and that's kind of what this team is right now, and I like it. That this defense is better than that defense to me. This running game is better than that running game to me. Drew has. I don't want to say he's lost a step, but mainly because I love Drew. But he might have. I mean, he hadn't had a great past couple of games, but he hadn't had to. But yeah, I'm excited about this team. And for Washington, I mean, they played well. Chris Thompson went down. I can't remember if it was official that he's out for the year or not.
Yeah, it is now.
Was it torn Achilles? Am I remembering that right?
I would have to look at the official injury, but I do remember he is officially out for the year.
Yeah, so that's a big hit for them, but also kind of, I mean, it's exciting because then you get to see what Pirine can really do. He tore us up, 23 for 117 and a touchdown. He's a big, powerful back. I'm trying to remember Byron Marshall from Oregon. No, not Oregon. Where's Byron Marshall from?
Ohio State.
Ohio State? Is he? Okay.
Not sure.
I think he's from Oregon.
Okay, I'm thinking Jalen Marshall. That's where I threw myself.
Okay, yeah. He's kind of going to be he's going to have to step up a little bit for them too in the rushing / receiving game. He'll kind of take over that Chris Thompson role a little bit more. So Josh Doxson is playing well too. Washington, I think they're looking better, but tough game for them. Great game for the Saints.
It is Oregon. Just looked it up.
Okay.
I take this, obviously, yeah, I'll take what I take out of it is, yes, Saints, you're going to have those games and it's on you. Are you able to still win it? Are you still in the game right now? Are you still going to put together whatever you need to do to win? And yeah, they showed that. I mean, you have those games. It's the NFL. Everyone will show up every week. You can't doubt anyone. And I guess what I take out of the Redskins on this is pay Cousins, pay him, pay the man. Yeah. This team, I know I saw something saying he lost. I think they have to.
There's no better the quarterback they're going to get in the draft, and there's no quarterback on the market.
I was going to say, do you want to kind of rebuild through the quarter? And they have other holes that they need to fix. Their receiving core is a mess. They let Jackson go. They let Garcon go. They thought signing Pryor would be fine. Doxson, I know we've talked about, we think he has the potential, but he's still got time to go.
Yeah.
Pryor's, like I said, Pryor's hurt. He's been a mess.
Tyrod.
They could. I guess.
Which
Jake Crowder has not.
We'll talk about that later. But
disappeared. Yeah. Oh yeah. Jake Crowder's kind of just not disappeared. Jordan Reed can't stay healthy. They lose Chris Thompson now. Rob Kelly's been in and out of the lineup. Kirk Cousins and the offensive line's been beat up. Kirk Cousins has put games here that have kept the teams close. And I've seen people said that he lost the game, whatever. You know what? He's being put around him.
He keeps them in it.
Yeah, exactly. What he has around him, he keeps them in the game. I think officially, seeing this year, I don't want to say I doubted him before the year. I do now.
I did. Yeah, I definitely did.
I think it's fair enough.
He's a lot better than I thought he was.
I feel like he shows it. I think he's deserved it. You take away all those weapons. He's keeping them in game. So that's why I'm saying pay the man. Pay the man. He deserves it. And if you don't, obviously someone will be paying him a lot. So I think he will continue to be successful. I think he's showing this year. I believe that he deserves the money.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I take out of that for the Redskins, at least. So I'll move on. I was hoping Thomas would be here for this one. I thought he might like it. Tom 31 Savage beats the Cardinals and Blaine Gabbert 31-21.
I think we surprisingly all picked this one right, if I'm remembering correctly.
I picked.
Actually, you know what? It's not that surprising.
No. I told you I'm not picking Blaine Gabbert. 1, 2. I did predict different. I mean, I predicted the Texans would win, but I predicted a different reason. I said T.J. Yates would step in and put a little of his magic in and win the game somehow. But Tom Savage did it himself. Poor Foreman, he started to kind of have a breakout game, and he tore his Achilles. That is official. I felt bad, too. He showed up in the game wearing a Deshaun Watson jersey, too, in support of Watson.
Oh.
Yeah. And then he had 2 touchdowns, 60 yards, and 10 carries, I believe. Oh, man.
So apparently no one wear a Deshaun Watson jersey. Bad luck.
Man.
Bad luck to wear number 4.
Houston, you have a good future. Just bear through it this year. And you know what? Take another good pick.
Dude, they bolster that O-line, man. They bolster that O-line, get a couple more corners. Well, they don't need a couple. I guess
they can't get a good pick now that I think about it, since they traded all that with Deshaun, and I believe
you can get good line. Their main thing.
I think they have a third as their first pick, I believe, right?
Dude,
Thomas told us that. But
you can find starting O-lineman.
It'll be an early third though. So
yeah, you can find starting O-lineman in the third. You can find an O-lineman that'll start for you day 1 in the 3rd round. You can find that.
That's true.
So
let's hope.
They're set up very nicely for the future. That's a shame about Foreman, because he really did have kind of like a breakout game going, 10 for 65, 2 touchdowns. 65, But Savage versus Gabbert.
And Cardinals. I'm saying Cardinals have to get a quarterback this draft, because there's no future right there.
I thought for sure they were going to go with like Pat Mahomes or something.
Oh, I thought Bruce Arians. I thought he was. Yeah, I thought for sure Cardinals. But I mean,
did they draft anyone late? I don't think they even drafted anyone like in the 5th, 6th.
No, that's what I honestly think they were going to take him in the 1st. But then once the Chiefs jumped up and took him, they said,
yeah.
We'll roll with what we got.
Like, if I'm a GM in the NFL and I see Dak gets picked in the 5th? Didn't he get picked in the 5th?
Mm-hmm.
I will forever draft a quarterback every single draft late for the rest of time.
I mean, that's what the Pats do. Every 3 years, they draft a quarterback in like the 4th, 5th round.
If you don't have a quarterback, you draft a quarterback every now and until not every round. Don't do that. You draft a quarterback every year until you don't find one. I know people get tired of the Browns drafting quarterbacks, but they don't have a quarterback, so you keep drafting until you find a quarterback. Yeah. That's the way it works, because you will not win without a quarterback in this league. You're not going to.
Nope.
Period.
Yeah, that's we'll see.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I think they have to get a quarterback. That's why it'll be interesting. I don't see them being the ones that throw the money at Cousins, so they have to be a team that drafts a quarterback then. I mean, they're still paying Palmer for another year, I believe. So, hey, he at least has a year, maybe not a full year if Palmer gets hurt again, so it's not a guarantee. So,
has anyone talked to him about possible retirement this season? Has he said anything about it?
I have not seen anything brought up. I mean, he's up there.
I mean, he's got it. Well, and he's been getting injured so much. He's got to be thinking about it.
I feel like he has to. I could see him convincing him to stay, like I said, next year. I could see him staying next year, tutor a quarterback under him, and then go out after that. But yeah, I'm looking up how old he is right now.
I think he's like 37, isn't he? Isn't he like 37?
Yeah. He's 37. Yeah. He won the Heisman in 2002.
Then 2 years later, Leinart won it, and then the next year, Bush won it. No. Well, technically, Bush didn't
win it. Whatever. He won it.
Well, so, Vince should have won it.
We'll move on, though. I don't have a lot to say on this one, but will bring it up, obviously, because I at least bring up every game when I can.
Yeah.
Like this week. Thank you, Connor Barth. He's been cut, and Cairo Santos now in for the Bears, but the Lions got the win 27-24 because he couldn't make a field goal. Shank right. Mitch Trubisky led a nice little drive there at the end, trying to put him in range. 4th and 13, and he ran for like 20-something, and then he made a nice pass to get him in field goal range. I was like, crap, man. I mean, the Bears have been playing people tough, so I wasn't expecting the Lions to blow them out.
Yeah.
But, hey, you know what? What I take out of this? They won. I mean, it's a division game. And the Lions are 3-0 versus NFC North opponents. They played every team once so far. All road games.
Okay.
They now have all 3 of their division opponents now starting Thanksgiving tomorrow. All are home games now. They play the Vikings tomorrow home and Bears and Packers late in the year at home.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
That's pretty big. That's odd scheduling, by the way.
It is odd scheduling, but honestly their late season schedule is very favorable. So they've got to run it. They got to run the table, and this is the big game. This is probably the biggest Thanksgiving game in forever for them because they have to win. I mean, they could not win this week and then win out, and they could be in a position, but to take 2 versus the Vikings, oh man, that'd be huge if they can beat them. They did it once. Just saying. Case Keenum was the starter, and Dalvin Cook was playing almost all the game. That was the game he got hurt.
Yeah.
They won 14-7.
I'll tell you, I'll go from Chicago's viewpoint of this. Man, they if they get some playmakers for Trubisky, other than Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard's great. So is Cohen. But, you go after, I don't know, Sammy Watkins or some other receiver that's going to be a free agent. Sammy Watkins will probably be, even though he's not having a good season, he'll probably still be like the prime free agent receiver on the market this season. Yeah, unless I'm forgetting someone else that I don't know. But so like maybe go after Sammy or somebody else in the free agency and then draft another receiver or tight end or somebody. Just get playmakers around Trubisky. That defense is pretty good. They still need some help in the defensive backs, but they're a pretty good defense. Trubisky's not terrible. Offensive line isn't terrible.
They haven't unleashed him yet. They haven't let him. I mean, and he can't, granted, with what's around him, like you were saying, but I just wanted to add that in there.
Yeah, good run game. This team is not in bad shape. This is a team that has a vision and a focus, and we see where they're going, unlike other teams in the NFL. This is like, we see they're going to set up, they want to be behind a running game, let Trubisky unleash when he has to, and rely on good defense. That's what this team is going to be about, and I think they'll be not bad in a couple of seasons. I think they'll be pretty good, actually. I don't think Trubisky's an all-star, but I think he's a quarterback that can start in this league.
All right, that's fair enough. Move on. The next one I have here, Flacco throws a shutout, 23-0 over the Packers. That's an elite quarterback right there, throwing another shutout this year.
Well,
I had to. I'm not gonna lie. I don't.
He went 22 for 28, but also only 183 yards, touchdown, and
I do want to give credit. I saw that on Twitter somewhere about him throwing a shutout. I don't remember who. Someone retweeted it. It wasn't someone that I follow, but I'll give him credit. I didn't make that up. I love that little headline, just to kind of little more jab into that argument. He's that elite of a quarterback. But there's also a reason on the other side why the Packers couldn't score. That man came out of UCLA and having a little bit of a rough time. You know what I'm actually really interested in about this game?
What's that?
Do we ever see Joe Callahan for the Packers? They like him a lot. And he's a D3 product, baby.
He's the kid that they promoted off the practice squad like the week after Rodgers went out, right?
They claim they really like him. They said he's worked with them for, I think, the past 2-3 years now in training camp. And they trust him to be the backup. I mean, D3, baby. D3 quarterback starting in the NFL? A game? Or playing that long? Do we see him play at all? I want to see this. I want to see it. I want to see it
Hundley
so bad.
has 2 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, and he's played how many games? 4, 5?
Yeah, 4, 5-ish. Yeah.
That's pitiful, man. Start him. Who cares?
I want to see it.
You're not going to win with Hundley. You're not going to. No way.
I mean, I know the D3 list is not huge in the NFL, and usually they come at like it was Pierre Garçon. Yeah, because he was Mountain Union.
Yeah, he was Mountain Union.
Yeah, and I know that Freeman's
there's
linebacker.
There's
an offensive lineman. So I know the positions have been. Usually it's not like the big skill. I mean, Garçon's kind of, I guess, the big name out of it because he's a wide.
Garçon and honestly, our boy Jarrell Freeman from UMHB.
He's had a little bit of problems. I hope the best for him. Apparently, it's been also because of his injuries. That's what
Yeah,
got him
he's
into
got
it a little bit
right now, but
so. But yeah, obviously a quarterback. I mean, I feel like if there was any, maybe in like the '60s or something.
Yeah.
That's something I'll look up later because I know that would be a little bit too much right
Yeah.
now, unless you're doing that now.
Oh no,
But,
no, no.
okay.
I'm thinking Ramchek. I was thinking Ramchek was, but then I remember no. Ramchek went to Wisconsin for one season.
Yeah, he transferred.
Yeah,
That's
he
right.
was at Wisconsin for one season. He was D3 before that, though. I'm blanking on where he was, but yeah.
I think it was one of the other Wisconsin schools, wasn't it?
Was it really? Was it? It wasn't Whitewater, was it?
You know what? I have to look. Okay, man? I don't remember how to spell.
People are listening to us and they're like, "Why do they know so many D3 schools?" Because we
how do you
play them.
spell Ramchek?
Ramczyk.
Ramsek Saints.
Did I get that right?
I don't know. I don't know.
RAMCYZK?
It came up a nice, pop up,
Right.
on the thing. So,
But yeah, so Brett Hundley shouldn't play anymore.
yeah, I'll let you keep going with that as I'm looking this up.
I mean, yeah, Packers are really bad. Their defense wasn't that great before this. Then Rodgers goes out. I don't think they haven't won a game since Rodgers is out. I don't think, have they?
No. Well, no, they did. They didn't won. They beat the Bears.
They won one.
They did
Okay.
beat the Bears. I didn't think that didn't happen. Okay, here it is.
I think that was one of the running back games where he like exploded for like 1 billion yards. Go ahead.
All right. He played at University of Wisconsin Stevens Point.
Okay.
Where his former high school coach had taken the job on the football staff.
That makes sense.
So he played, and then when Paul Chryst became the head coach at Wisconsin-Madison, he reached out and decided to transfer. So
okay,
that's how he got there. So interesting.
There you go.
If you, I
know.
Yeah, like you said, he's D3. What are you guys with this D3 thing? You know what? That's why it's interesting about Joe Callahan, though.
And also, that's why our show is interesting. We talk about D3 stuff in an NFL podcast.
I'm just saying.
Oh, it's whatever.
Yeah, I'm seeing on the I'll look that up, but I'll move on. At least I'll start you on the next point.
Okay, yeah.
Vikings defense beats Rams offense 24-7. That's a big thing because we're seeing who was. I mean, obviously it's not like the Rams had a bad defense either, but it was the big story was Rams offense, Vikings defense. Who comes out on top?
Yeah. I mean, you see the okay. I mean, Goff has looked really good all season, but Goff has looked really good all season because Gurley has looked really good all season. You see what happens. Yeah. Gurley gets stopped to 37 yards and a touchdown. Goff doesn't throw a touchdown. Vikings defense is for real. I guess Keenum is for real. It's still hard for me to believe. But he did go 27 for 38, 280 with the touchdown. That's good. Latavius Murray, 15 for 95, 2 touchdowns. That dude is a tank. And Thielen, dude, feeling the Thielen.
You're feeling
6 receptions, 123 and a touchdown. I can't remember. Do you remember what his?
You got a feeling?
I got a feeling that the Thielen is feeling it. His
second in the NFL in yards.
I'm sorry, everyone. That was bad. His average yards per catch is stupid right now.
Oh man.
Oh, it's 14.8. 14.8 average yards per reception. That is really stupid. And then his he's even average. Oh wait. Nope, I was looking at the wrong thing. But yeah, his average is 14.8. I was looking at something else. But yeah, he's a beast, man. What really changed this season was they switched him in that slot a lot more, and he's killing it in that slot, which is weird because he's a pretty big body receiver, and usually you don't see big body receivers in that slot position. But I guess he can take a hit there, so across the middle. So I guess that's what it is. But yeah, Vikings are for real, man. Vikings are for real.
They're doing, and it's not that I doubted them when I picked the Rams. I guess it's because I enjoy the Rams a little more, and I was
we're both Rams bandwagons.
Yeah, I know, and I mean, the score didn't look great, but I mean,
this scares me for this next week, though.
That's true.
It's been happening with the Longhorns all year, where we play this team, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna upset them this week. But then the week before they get upset, and then you're like, dang it, now they're going to come in pissed off. And the Rams are going to come in pissed off. Todd Gurley might run for 1 billion yards. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I still think the Saints are going to win. Spoiler alert for my picks. Y'all knew I was going to pick the Saints.
We knew.
But I mean, it scares me a little more. I wish they would have won this game. Also, for the fact that for the NFL, it would have been cool to see 8-2 versus 8-2. But whatever.
Yeah. Also on the D3 quarterback, I'm not finding much.
Because there might not be any.
I don't think the only quarterback I could find he was drafted in 1991. He was Mr. Irrelevant, but never made a NFL roster. His name was Larry Wank. Yeah, he actually attended Pitt, but then transferred to John Carroll
John Carroll, okay.
Yeah, and then he played quarterback. But yeah, that's the most I can really find on any quarterback. I don't know if maybe one went undrafted and never played a snap, but that's the most I can find right now. So I think that's all I'm going to have to do because it might take a lot more digging. But I also want to throw it. I forgot. Cecil Shorts was a Mount Union wide. So
that's right.
He had a little bit.
Cecil
he had a little bit of a good time.
Bills.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a good time.
Yeah.
And I think Jags as well. He got drafted by the Jags. He started with Jags. He had a little bit of a good time.
You're right. I think he had a better career with the Jags than he did the Bills. Yeah. I think I'm just remembering him on the Bills some.
But he had a little bit of time. And I forgot, 2015, Ali Marpet was drafted in the second round.
Ali Marpet by the Bucks.
Yep. Holbert.
Yeah, he's good too.
Yeah.
He's a very good guard.
Yeah, he got drafted in the second round. Highest pick in D3 history. So sorry for all the D3. I just forgot about him. So I wanted to add that in. So I'll stop. I'll move on. Hey, that also rolls into Jags. Jags keep rolling. I know it was the Browns, but 19-7. The defense get another defensive touchdown. Poor Deshaun Kaiser smacked around. Oh man, poor Browns. They hung in there. I'll give them that. The Browns are going to win a game. I think they will. So
I can't remember. I looked at their schedule like last week, and I picked one out for them. Let me go. Packers. They play the Packers. That's it. Yeah. That's their win. Packers. And it's
versus Deshaun Kaiser.
It's in Cleveland.
Ooh,
that's their win.
Pound. Come on, this is your chance.
That is the win.
This is your chance. Joe Callahan versus Deshaun Kaiser. That's what I want to see. If it's Joe Callahan versus Deshaun Kaiser, I will watch that game.
Oh yes,
I would love to watch that game.
Pull that up on Reddit or something. I mean, we watch all our games legally. I don't have money. I don't have money for that.
I think that's about all we can say on that game.
Yep.
So move on. There's a field goal fest in the Meadowlands. The Giants did score a touchdown, missed an extra point, but it was a 12-9 overtime win versus the Chiefs. Wait.
The Chiefs?
The Giants won?
Against the Chiefs? The supposed, and I even said it on multiple shows, best team in the NFL, so says Randall Collier. You heard it right, folks.
Oh, man. And I heard a couple weeks ago that Alex Smith was still the class of the MVP. And the interceptions are coming along. Even Travis Kelce threw an interception just to throw in some more there. And,
Kareem Hunt slowed down.
The thing is, the Chiefs' defense was kind of in the reason, but it was the offense.
Supposed to be their strength coming into the season. Coming into the season, everyone was like, who's Alex Smith going to throw to other than Tyreek Hill and Kelce? Who's going to run the ball? And then they're like, oh, Kareem Hunt's going to be a monster. And then their defense is going to be poop.
Yeah. They're lucky they're in the AFC West.
Interesting little pickup today, though.
Darrelle Revis.
Interesting little pickup.
Yeah. Apparently, they've been trying to sign him since the beginning of the year.
Really? For some reason, I don't know why. For some reason, I got caught off guard by that because I thought the free agent signing had already ended.
I don't think it really ever ends, does it?
It ends eventually. I mean, you can't be signing dudes in the playoffs.
Yeah. But I thought it was like, yeah. I didn't really think of a deadline for free agents, but apparently they've been trying all year for him, though. That's an interesting thing, though.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you think they're just going to straight up play him on the other side of Peters?
Might as well.
Philip Gaines is their other corner, right? And I think it's Philip Gaines.
So. Hey, might as well.
Worth a shot. I wouldn't mind seeing. You see a lot of older corners convert to safeties, and
Eric Berry is out.
Yeah, Eric Berry's out. You see Charles Woodson won Defensive Player of the Year like that. He converted to safety towards the end of his season or towards the end of his career with the Packers and
Mhm.
then won a Defensive Player of the Year with them
Yeah.
like that. That would be interesting. I could see Revis because then you have a series. He's always been a ball hawk. To
Yeah.
have a ball hawk in those safeties, that could be interesting for them. I would like to see him play a little center field for them. That'd be
I would do
interesting.
too. I would. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, why not?
It's worth it. Agree. Uh, Move on. This one won't take long. Fitz Magic strikes again. 30-20 over Dolphins. That was one of the games I just kind of picked just to pick the Bucks to pick different than you. And this was one that Thomas picked that I was hoping he wouldn't. But in the end, I got the pick right. Ryan Fitzpatrick gets another win for the Buccos.
I don't have anything.
Yeah. Jay Cutler got out with a concussion, was booed at halftime. I don't think the booing at halftime and Jay Cutler has ever been a rare thing that has been said. So
Matt Moore having the start next week, I think, that's official, right?
I did not see, but I wouldn't doubt it, especially with concussions and all that. So
also, who
it's the Dolphins.
cares? Yeah.
So, ooh, here's a next one up. Nathan Peterman and the Bills front office. Chargers 54-24. I want to say this. That game, I'm sorry, Peterman. I wanted all those interceptions, obviously. I had my little rant against the Bills, and I'm not because I don't like you. It's not that I did say I didn't really see much in him, but the Bills.
Oh, you said it's not because I don't like you?
It's not because I don't like Peterman.
Oh, I thought you said it's because I don't like you.
No.
I was like, wow.
No, it's not. I did say I didn't think he was. I didn't see that much as
Yeah.
I didn't see the potential. But it's not that I don't like him, but I just wanted to show up the Bills front office more. That you blame Tyrod Taylor, like I went off. I'll keep it short. You blame Tyrod Taylor, and then you put the poor rookie back there, and that's what happens when you put the poor rookie behind that team. And granted, not all those 5 interceptions were his fault. There was, I believe, one for sure went straight through the wide and into the DB. That was the pick 6. But a couple of them, I saw people like, oh, well, he was getting hit while he threw. That's why he threw the interception. Okay, yeah, you know what Tyrod did? He had to run away from those, and he got out of the pocket, maybe made a completion, or maybe he ran for some yards. That's how he survived, and they won games, because that offensive line's terrible. Or not, I don't want to say terrible, but they've been hit and miss, at least. They've had some bad games, and then they've had a couple good games. I'll stop now.
In my mind, you just lost any chance you had of signing Tyrod Taylor back. I don't think. Is he a restricted or unrestricted? I feel like I've asked you this before.
He's unrestricted. He's a complete free agent. Anyone can
Okay. I don't think even if he wanted to, I don't think he's gonna come back to Buffalo because he doesn't want to anymore.
No, man.
Why would he?
Yeah,
if you're gonna treat him like that, if you are gonna try to start somebody over him like that, you've given him no reason to come back. You just lost a potential. You just lost a starting quarterback. Now you're gonna probably spend 5 years in mediocrity trying to find another quarterback. Very good chance. I mean, unless somehow Peterman just is the dude. But I mean, we saw what happened against the Chargers defense.
They're good. They are good.
They're good, but they're not 5 picks good. 5 picks in the first half.
Yeah, halftime score was 37-7. Chargers scored 27 in the second quarter. It was a 54-point game. Kellen Clemens entered the game for Phillip Rivers. Kellen Clemens is still in the NFL.
Good Lord.
Backup for Phillip Rivers.
I feel like he's been on the Chargers longer than Phillip Rivers has. Yeah, man. Once again, I said it I literally said it in the offseason, and then I started to eat my own words at the beginning of the season, and then now I'm back like, no, I was right for saying it. In the offseason, when they traded away Sammy Watkins, then they traded away Ronald Darby, I said, where are you going? What do you want to do with this franchise? You want to run the ball with Shady. I get that, but you have no quarterback. Your defense isn't great. I don't know what you're doing. I don't get it.
if you
Show
won't commit to Tyrod, what are you? It
yeah.
leaves a weird hole.
Do you want this? I mean, Nathan Peterman and Tyrod are two completely different players. Do you want this type of quarterback that's a little bit mobile, is more of a West Coast style offense, a little bit more mobile, spread option type, or do you want Nathan Peterman who's going to try to stay in the pocket and throw picks and get sacked? I don't know what you're doing. Get a better GM.
Yeah. There's a reason why you haven't been to the playoffs in so long. I like Tyrod. That's why I kept really going on their bandwagon a little bit. I like Tyrod. So
He's good. He's good.
I
He's
like him.
good. But
I think I'm hoping your Browns prediction doesn't come correct. I hope he goes somewhere like the Jags. I think he'd be a perfect fit for the Jags.
I think it's gonna take a lot for them to stop
No.
believing in Bortles.
Well, and another reason why I don't think he'd go to the Jags is because Tom Coughlin has too much power. So I don't see it. Coughlin, I feel like he's just that angry old man that wouldn't take a running quarterback. He'd
if Washington for some reason didn't pay Kirk Cousins, I could see them, like I said earlier, making a big play at Tyrod.
And hey, I mean, I know we've seen a lot of. I don't know if you've seen some of these early mock drafts, but they have Giants taking like Rosen. Does Tom Coughlin kind of throw something for Eli? I know that's been thrown out there a little bit. You never know.
Does anyone want him at this point?
Tom Coughlin would.
Yeah, I guess.
Tom Coughlin would. I know there's. I know I've seen something like Denver. Will they take another Manning? Put him behind with that defense. Hope for some magic again. I don't know. These are just a couple things that I've read. So just thought it was interesting. And that actually rolls. Before I roll into the next point, I do want to say something real quick. Chargers are 2 missed field goals from being 6-4.
Yeah.
2 field goals from being 6-4. They could be tied with.
I'm telling you, man.
They could be tied with the team.
You know, I'm gonna say
Bosa and Ingram
they win this division.
Dangerous. Bosa and Ingram.
They win division.
All right. Okay.
As much as I probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had a show where we went back into the playoffs.
In the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Chiefs are in the playoffs. It's Chiefs. It's definitely Chiefs. Chiefs got it done. No, I can see, because this Chiefs fall is hard. It is falling hard and quick. It's bad. Yeah, I like to see the Chargers. I want them to make the playoffs too. That'd be fun.
I do. I like the Chargers. I
want Philip to have a chance. Give him a chance.
Yeah. So I'll roll into now the next point. The Brocket ship has ended. The Bengals won 2017, and Paxton Lynch, not Marshawn Lynch. That'd be interesting to see if he started at quarterback. Paxton Lynch is starting at quarterback finally, which I know he was hurt, but at this point, spending a first-round pick on him and where they are at in the year, it's time to just let Paxton play the rest of the year, because their quarterback issues need to be decided, and where you're going with those 3 guys. Are any of those 3 guys worth moving on with? Are you going towards are you giving up on Paxton and going towards the draft? Or are you going for a free agent? Yeah, you got to decide. And I think we've seen enough out of Simeon. We've obviously seen enough out of Brock in just his overall career now. Lynch has to prove. He started 2 games. You got to see what you got out of him.
Can this, for the love of God, be the end of Brock in every sport ever? I want this to be the end of every Brock ever, except for the one in Pokemon. If anyone played the original Pokemon games.
No Brock Lesnar?
I don't care about Brock. Suplex City, whatever. I don't know. I've just seen the video games. I've never watched wrestling in my entire life. I watched them in the UFC. That's it. No Brock Lesnar. No Brock Osweiler. No Brock. I don't know anyone else named Brock, but none of them deserve a chance ever. Brock Osweiler's terrible. Get him out of the NFL. Put him in the CFL. I don't care.
That'd be interesting. I think he can work in the CFL.
Actually, you know what? He's got a cannon.
And the CFL has the bigger field.
Yeah, it's not an accurate cannon, and the wide receivers get a running start. That'd be kind of fun to watch him. I bet he'd actually put up some big numbers.
I think he'd fit in the CFL, actually.
I could actually see that working.
I could see that actually working a little bit. You're right.
Well, Osweiler, I will be your new agent. Give me a call. I take back everything I said. I will take 3% of your contract, and we will be happy.
Saskatchewan.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. Denver's a boring team. So is the so are the Bengals. Move on.
No. Yeah, but like I said, did you see also after the fourth down where Brock didn't complete it? His they had a little he had a little run in with a certain Burfict ran over and was like, "Yeah, thank you," and then ran away.
Oh no, I didn't see it.
Yeah, he like came up to him, like kind of hugged and patted his helmet and was like, "Thank you," and then ran away after he threw that incompletion to end the game.
That's wow.
Yeah, I think heard they were teammates at Arizona State at the same time. So I don't know if that really actually meant anything. So, but
No, but that timeline sounds about right.
yeah, so
Perfect was probably a little season or two. Came out
they
a season
had
or two
a
before
they
him.
crossed at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was a little interesting, I guess. But yeah, my last thing. I mean, Paxton Lynch, you spend a first rounder on him, and you're done for the year. Let him have it. You gotta let him have it. You gotta know what you got out of him, because Simeon's not cutting it, and we obviously just talked about Brock. So that's what I see out of that.
Yeah.
So this one will be a quick one. As Gronk said at the press conference, "Hola!" Pats win 33-8 over the Raiders in Mexico. I say the highlight out of that game is Gostkowski hitting that 62-yarder before halftime.
That was when I said that if you put Prater, because
if you put Prater,
Gostkowski is old, guys. He's still really accurate, but he doesn't have the boot like he used to.
And that altitude's higher than Denver, by the way, if you didn't know.
If you put Prater in there,
70.
That dude would have been good from the other goal line. He would have hit it from goal line.
You saw how high Gostkowski hit up on the net.
Oh, he had another 10 yards in him. Easy.
So Prater's in from 80.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He will be on the opposite goal line and hit it through 100 and however many yards it is.
How about this? 10 years ago, Janikowski
would have hit it from the parking lot. He actually might have hit it from America.
I do love seeing high altitude kicks.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Good stuff.
So other than that, I don't know if there's really much highlights out of that.
Patriots are just still the class of the AFC to me.
Raiders have broken a lot of hearts this year.
Mine especially. I really had high hopes for them. I still think Derek Carr can be special.
Those receivers, man, I don't get it.
Catch the ball. Catch it. Catch the ball. That's what you're paid to do. You're paid to run these little routes, and then the gloves that have ridiculous amount of stickum on them, not stickum anymore, but whatever the crap that is that they put on there that makes them, dude, just catch it. Use your hands and catch it. Catch the ball. Good Lord. Sorry. I don't like drop passes. It's annoying. You get paid millions of dollars to catch the stinking ball.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's just confusing me. They have good receivers, but
Amari Cooper's contract has to be coming up soon. That dude's not worth the amount of money that he probably thinks he should get based on his performance so far this season.
I just don't know. He just fell off so fast. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm just confused. So, anyways, I'll move on to a game that I know you enjoyed watching. Fly, Eagles, fly, 37-9.
Dallas DBs suck. Whoa! I just hit my computer. Sorry. I'm not in a stable place like I usually am, guys. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, it escalated so quickly, too. It was a good game for the full first half, and then it was nah, we're done messing around with y'all. See ya.
Man, I don't know. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Dallas is not going to be good. Dak's not the dude. I mean, he's the dude, but he's not the dude that they're okay, can we officially shut up about Dak's better than Carson Wentz? Shut up. No, he's not. No, he's not. You put Wentz on the Cowboys and Zeke's healthy, a team might be freaking undefeated. Wentz is really good, and Dak is a very good quarterback when he has the pressure not completely on him. Which, I mean, I get that's not a huge, any quarterback is going to be significantly better when they have Ezekiel in the background. backfield, not background. But I mean, he's just not as good as all the Cowboys fans think he is. But that's no surprise. Cowboys fans always think every Cowboy player is better than they are. So
Yeah, I mean, I think Wentz is better, but Dak is still up there, and it's
no. Dak's not a
Dak's
bad
still up there.
quarterback.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not saying that.
I know you're not saying that. So, but I mean, obviously, yeah. If you take away all the pieces, they're not have this guy healthy. They don't have this guy healthy. You gotta look at the Eagles. Didn't have that either. Peters is out for the year. That's a very good left tackle. They've had injuries. They just started to establish a running game. Wentz didn't have that for now. Just now, their starting kicker is a guy they picked off of waivers at the beginning of the year because their starter got hurt. I mean,
and the Cowboys receiving core is significantly better than Philly's. Dez, Cole, Terrence Williams, Jason Witten, to me, is better than Ertz.
Ertz is starting to
Ertz is like a top 3 tight end.
Yeah, I know, but Ertz is helping that boost. I mean, Alshon's starting to get a good connection with Wentz too.
Alshon's pretty good, but then when you go past there, Aguilar's pretty
He's having
good.
a good year.
I like Aguilar a lot in the slot. I like him a lot. Yeah, but then your other receiver is Torrey Smith. I mean,
yeah, he's not done a ton.
Yeah, so
yeah, fair enough. So I'll move to Monday night. The Birds shootout and a Blair Walsh just short field goal. That was an interesting game. The Falcons pull away 34-31. I guess it's weird to say a high score for that Seahawks team, but it's not weird when you look at all the injuries. When they don't have the Legion of Boom, and it is now a Russell Wilson pass first team, and Russell Wilson has to get some serious MVP consideration. I mean, I know they lost, but he's second in the NFL passing yards, and the team is literally, they talked about on Monday Night Football how they practice him just running and receivers get open. That's literally a shot at their offensive line saying, yeah, our offensive line is going to fall apart. Russell Wilson's going to have to run around and make a play. So guys, get used to it.
Yeah, I hate to say this because, I mean, y'all know how much I love the Saints. Y'all know how much I love Drew Brees. When Drew Brees retires, I will cry. I will legitimately cry. But I saw, I think it was either NFL.com or maybe it was ESPN, tweeted out a picture promo thing today about MVP. Who's your MVP right now? Showed 3 players. It showed Wentz, Brady, and Breeze. Breeze is not in this race. He is not in this race. Russell Wilson is ahead of him in this race. You need to stop looking at Breeze just because the Saints are 8-2. I love Breeze, but we're not 8-2 because of Breeze. We're 8-2 because of that defense, and we're 8-2 because of Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. Maybe if we didn't have Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara and we were 8-2, then yeah, it would probably be on Breeze because he'd probably be like at 3,000 yards already. But you need to put Russell Wilson in that instead. He is carrying that team, carrying it. They have no offensive line. They have no running game. Their defense isn't what it's been. And quite frankly, never to me has their receiving corps been that good. I'm not a big Doug Baldwin fan. Paul Richardson is kind of just a home run threat, and that's it. Jimmy Graham is not what he was with the Saints. It's all Russell Wilson. And I had, for the longest time, I argued with my friends. None of them think that Russell Wilson is an elite quarterback. You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I'll bring this up. You can bring this up, right? Well, I guess that they don't think he is, and they won't say it. It was brought up last night, a couple nights ago, and I was listening to sports radio, and someone said, if you have to draft, from the beginning, from scratch, like a big old draft,
put all the players in the pool,
pull them all in the pool, and you're drafting for the future. Quarterbacks obviously are the ones going first.
Yeah,
Rodgers. Are you're not picking? You're not going to put Brady over Wilson if you're thinking future.
No, and I'm not. No offense to Rodgers.
No.
I'm not picking Rodgers over him either because I'm the kind of GM that I want to go young.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. If you look at it at that standpoint,
Wentz, Wilson, Dak.
Wilson has a Super Bowl, so you have to put Wilson over Wentz and Dak.
Yeah, you do. It depends on how young you want to go.
Yeah,
Wilson's already like 27,
but still, that's still good.
That's still young. That's still young. But yeah. I mean, you think of your top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL, it's hard not to put Russell Wilson in that.
Yeah. Because I don't think
Brady,
you can call Ross. I know Roethlisberger was for a while, but
no,
no,
he
he's
is
done.
not in that.
I know, but that was a while ago. That was like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
He's done out of that.
Brady, Rodgers, Breeze to me is in it
You can still
still.
keep Breeze. I say keep Breeze.
Um,
See? Yeah.
he's right there. Wilson,
Wilson.
Vince, maybe Alex Smith,
Yeah. Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan, yeah.
I'm not saying Stafford's
Philip
not
Rivers
bad.
is
He's doing amazing.
Philip Rivers is
Yeah.
really underrated. I
But
think Wilson's in that top 5, man. Easy to me.
yeah, I agree. That's what
So
interesting
anyone to
thought.
say he's not elite and he's most likely in the top 5 quarterbacks and has a Super Bowl, you are kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself. You just don't like him for some reason. I don't get it.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's I thought it was an interesting point. You know, yeah, you think about it, if you really look at age as well, he's got a Super Bowl, but he's still young enough that you have plenty of time with him. Good point. So
he's always on the last Madden I had, which was like last year's Madden. I don't have this year's Madden. If you do a fantasy draft with all the teams, he's the number 1 player picked every time. Just throw that out there. Yeah.
right. So it looks like that means it's time for our picks.
Woo!
Pick time. All right. So we'll nice chunk of Thanksgiving games to pick from then. So
Thanksgiving.
3 games. Well, Lions, Cowboys, Redskins hosting. So we'll start it off with the game I mentioned was the biggest Thanksgiving game in Lions history in a long time. Vikings travel to Detroit. I'm taking Detroit. I know it's biased and I'm a Lions fan, but they have to win. That's why they have to win, I think. I know it's week 12, but I'm saying it's a must win.
I'm taking Minnesota, and it's because Detroit won the last one.
That's fair enough.
I don't think that either one of these teams would have swept the series, and because Detroit already won, I'm going to take Minnesota.
Fair enough. I mean, when I looked at the beginning of the year, I would have said split, but at this point, now where the season is, they have to.
Y'all need a sweep,
They have to sweep. They have to. I mean, the NFC. I mean, the wild card's a tough place to get in right now, and especially with the Falcons now owning a tiebreaker on the Seahawks, and even the Cowboys. I mean, I know they're not.
Dude, plus Panthers. Great.
And the Panthers are sitting there too, man. Yeah. So interesting.
NFC South best division in the NFL. Don't at me.
So next up, the next Thanksgiving game: Chargers at Cowboys.
Chargers.
I like the Chargers. And especially, I'm not saying the Eagles expose them because obviously the Falcons might have done that. But,
hey man, they're in the same boat as Detroit. This is a must win. Yeah. Literally, like the rest of their games are must wins. They gotta win. They gotta win if they want this playoff spot. This is a must win for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, so I'm going Chargers as well. So next Thanksgiving game, hey, the Giants coming off a win, travel to Washington. No, not a win streak here for the Giants. Yeah, Washington is. I'm liking Kirk Cousins right now. He's carrying this team. Next one looks like a sweep as well. Home Falcons versus the Buccos. Another Fitzmagic game.
No, Atlanta.
No. Sweep Falcons. And here is where I'm going off the rails. An away team winning the next game over the home Bengals. I'm picking the Browns to win their first game right here.
Dude, I was so close. I thought about it so hard. I was like, the Browns' run defense isn't bad. Isaiah Crowell he had a bad week last week, but past couple weeks before that, he's kind of starting to get together. Kaiser is Kaiser. And but yeah, I'm still going Cincy.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm desperate. I'm down 11 points, right?
I'm not desperate, and I still thought about picking them. So don't make yourself. I'm only down 1 point. So
yeah, but I've got to start doing more here. So
knowing Thomas, since he's not on the show, he's probably watching right now and writing down exactly the teams that I'm picking so that he doesn't go down. So somebody, if anybody's watching, anybody, we don't get a lot of views. Anybody at all, anyone who's watching, tweet him. And just tell him that he sucks for not being on the show like 2 weeks in a row. Just let him know. Let no sucks.
Move on to the next game then. I'll just let that be. A home Colts team will take on the Titans. Rebound game for the Titans here. I'm taking Titans. I can't take the Colts here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm taking Titans.
It was close last time, but yeah, nope. I can't do it. I'm sorry, Colts. It's hard to pick you.
Another team where I don't know where y'all are going. What are you doing?
That is for real. Who knows there? So the next one up, I know you mentioned before the show this was an interesting one. The Bills travel to Kansas City, the struggling Chiefs, and the new back to quarterback Tyrod Taylor back in.
So I really, because I think Tyrod Taylor is pissed, I think he's going to go off. But I think this is the Chiefs' one. I think if they're going to turn it around, it's right here, and I think they're going to win this one.
Yeah, I want to because, like I said, I like Tyrod a lot. I really would love to see him show up and win a game and be like, gosh, take that for benching me. Look, we could have maybe had 2 wins if he would have kept starting me. I don't know. I can't do it, Chiefs.
I still think he has a good game, though.
Yeah, not that. Yeah, and it's not like the Chiefs' defense. I mean, I don't know. The Chiefs' defense is interesting. So
yeah,
I don't know. They're hard to buy, especially being one of the lowest teams, like in yards and points, I believe. So next up is a nice sweep here: Dolphins to Pats. Yeah,
yes,
Patriots all the way around.
Sorry,
no, you're good. And the next one's another sweep: Panthers over Jets at New York, unless you really want to pick the Jets, which I know you definitely don't.
By the way, I'm doing the picks. I'm not just like looking downstairs.
No, I know you're not. I'm reading them in order, and I was like you said, it is a tough week to really.
Yeah, it's a lot of clean, clear cut.
Unless
which there will probably be some surprises.
There will be upset. You know what? We'll be upset. We'll be wrong, but you have to. Yeah. It's hard to pick against it.
Just hopefully the upset's not Cleveland.
Yeah. That's what I need. I think this is actually going to be an interesting game. The Eagles are home. They're on the high right now. They show the Cowboys up. The Bears come to town.
Is this a trap game for you?
I think it could be.
That's how you use it, Thomas. That's how you use it.
I think it actually could be a little bit. I think the Eagles win. I think it's a lot closer than you think. If I saw the spread, I might take Bears because I think the Eagles, I don't want to say would be sloppy or anything. I just think it might be the Eagles might not score as much as they usually do, and it just stays close because the Bears aren't going to be able to score enough to beat the Eagles. They're not. But I think it's close. I think it's close, but Eagles win.
Here's the reason I don't think it's close. The Chicago run defense is good. Mm-hmm. The run defense is good. They get quite a bit of turnovers, but Philly has not been turning over the ball much.
Yeah.
And Carson has been doing it with his arm, and I don't like Chicago's corners, so I think he's going to throw a lot. And until they unleash Trubisky, that offense is going to be mediocre at best.
The spread is 13.5.
Okay.
I could see the Bears lose by 10, so I'll take the spread. But
okay.
I'll take the Eagles though in the end.
I'm definitely I'm going in over on that 13.5.
Okay.
I think it's more like 17.
All right. So,
but you're still going Philly.
I'm still going Eagles. Eagles. I just think the Bears can maybe make it close in the beginning, and okay, yep, let's kick it back in. Maybe I'm not saying that the Eagles are a team that would slack off versus a bad team, but I think maybe you get a little start kind of cruising, and okay, the Bears are still hanging around. We better shake them. Let's shake them.
Yeah.
And then they take care of it and win by like 10. So next one up, no official word. Jimmy Garoppolo's first start, maybe, but the Seahawks are traveling to San Francisco.
Seahawks.
You
want to do it.
I want to. I wish they would have announced the quarterback by now. If Jimmy G was starting, I would have gone just all in just for the heck of it on him. But they still haven't announced it. CJ Beathard hasn't played that. I mean, stats don't look great, but yeah, he's given it all. He's worth, if they do want to continue with Jimmy G, I think they have their back at quarterback and CJ. I think they do. I think the kid's shown enough fight that he's earned at least the backup spot if they do Garoppolo.
Yeah.
But
Real quick, we got a question from one
okay.
Cody Johnson.
Hey,
in the comments section. Why is Andrew Luck still benched? Because the Colts don't give a crap.
I don't is what his
I don't
injury
think
is so
he's
weird.
officially healthy.
He's still not officially cleared, but they still don't officially know what it is.
I'm pretty sure if the Colts were like, oh, maybe they could make the playoffs, I bet they would rush that and he'd get in.
That's true.
But at this point, it's like, why? I mean, there'd be no point, you know?
Yeah, there would be. And I'm just so confused because it's like it's a mystery injury. They don't know what's really wrong with him. That's why they really haven't officially cleared him. I don't know if you guys viewers watch Gridiron Heights. I love that, the Bleacher Report little thing they put out.
Oh,
every Tuesday, the little minute video.
Yeah.
It was a couple weeks ago. They had it was when Teddy Bridgewater's first active game and he was leaving, and they had all the injured or actually just all the injured players there, and Andrew Luck was there. And they're like, Andrew, we don't know what is wrong with you, and we don't know why you are still here. That is how I feel with him.
I think that's what a lot of the fans of Indianapolis are saying right about now too. They're also saying that about Jim Irsay.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't at me.
I don't know, Indy, like you said, this is an interesting spot for Indy. It's an interesting thing. Their team has no identity.
Nope.
So we'll move to the next pick. This will be an interesting one here. The LA Rams, your Saints, travel to town. I know we already know your pick is Saints. And as much as I told you last week's game mattered to me, and I'm picking Saints. I told you last week's. I know I kind of wanted to pick Rams just because I need the points, but at the same time, I did say last week's game was going to influence my pick here. Rams losing to the Vikings and the Saints coming back on the Redskins. It pushed me to pick the Saints.
Do we think in opposite directions of that? Do we think do you think a loss hurts a team, and I think a loss, not just any loss, like an upset loss hurts a team? Like in my mind, it helps the team the next week usually. Like in my mind, I do think the Rams will come out and be pissed.
I do think it can help a team. I think it helps less in the NFL than college.
Yeah. Okay.
But also the fact that it was Rams Vikings.
Yeah, and honestly,
that's why I don't see it. That's why I saw it more. Yeah, it's not. No. I know you're not saying that's an upset, but the fact that it was Rams Vikings playing each other, I think it more just kind of proves more on the Vikings more than the Rams. And the Rams are going through a tough schedule, man. They got their tough part. They still have the Eagles and the Seahawks and now the Saints all in these upcoming weeks. It's not going to be. I love them, but they're going to take some losses here with the Vikings game.
Yeah,
that's why I don't see them winning the division. I know we talked about that earlier. I don't think this is their year. It does help a lot now with the Seahawks, with the injuries, but I just think that schedule is too tough for that young of a team. I still think they get into the wild card, last spot, I think, but that's why my doubt of the division winning is there, because it's this stretch of their schedule they're going through. So.
Gotcha.
So. Move on to the next one, which will be a clean sweep unless you really like Blaine Gabbert. Jags go to Arizona. Jags are going to probably pick off Blaine Gabbert. It's a little reunion here. 4 times?
4.
That's fair enough. Blaine Gabbert playing his old team.
2 of which are for a touchdown.
Playing his old team. Yeah, Jags win. Here's an interesting one. I think this might be I thought was going to be the biggest split here. Broncos at Raiders. 3-7 versus 4-6 versus 2 teams that people had very high aspirations for, and Oakland's a 5-point favorite as well.
I just ran through it in my mind a second time, and I'm like, okay, I don't like what Denver's defense has been doing. Those corners have been freelancing. They haven't been working together. Like, you see Talib, sometimes checking in the backfield. I was like, so the Oakland receivers are going to be open. And then I was like, but then the Oakland receivers will be wide open, and it'll hit off their hands. What's going to happen? I'm going Oakland, though. I don't like Denver at all. I think I've picked them only a handful of times this year. I don't like Denver.
Fair enough. And that's what I needed to hear. I'm going on the
Going
Paxton. I'm going with the Paxton Lynch mini bandwagon. Not saying a big run at all out of the end of the year. Hey, I think he has to prove it. He knows it. He knows this might be it for him with the Broncos.
Ooh.
Not saying this is it for him overall, obviously in his career, but they are giving it to him at the end of the year, and they're saying, "What can you do for us? And are you worth it? Are you worth it?" I know it was just last year we drafted you in the first round, but with the revolving door at quarterback in 1 year, they're using quarterback number 3. Let's see it. Let's see it. I don't think he has an amazing game, but the Raiders defense has not had an interception all year. They are not good. They are fired their
really
defense.
not?
They have not had an interception all year.
David Armour.
Yeah, they have the highest completion percentage. If they showed stats on ESPN today, quarterback completions percentage to the top quarterbacks. Raiders DBs is number 1 in completion percentage allowed.
What a shame.
No interceptions, and that I think he can have. I don't see him throwing 300 yards for a touchdown, but I think he has like a 250 game, 2-3 touchdowns.
Broncos real quick, win. Paxton Lynch on this current Memphis team.
Ooh.
With that running back. Ooh.
That Miller kid at wide receiver.
That's a contender, baby. You put Paxton Lynch back on that team. Ooh.
Fair enough. So good. I needed another one. That's where I was hoping I could get another one. I feel a little more confident in this one than my Browns one, but that's because they're the Browns. Anyways, moving on. Next one is the home Steelers. Oh, versus the Pack. Yeah. Steelers. Steelers do play down to opponents sometimes, but I think it's going to be a little
Not
hard. I don't think they can play that low to Hundley right now.
No.
So, and then finally, and also by the way, that's the Sunday night game. The Pittsburgh Packers won, by the way, if anyone didn't realize that. NBC, there you go. You got a nice one there. 14-point favorite Pittsburgh. I know, obviously, coming into the year, that was a really good pick at the beginning of the year to grab that, but I'm sorry. Too bad you couldn't flex. You didn't win the flex. I'm sure CBS that they protected Saints Rams. Protection on that one.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Saints Rams got flexed to the game of the week, right?
Yes, they got flexed to the game of the week. They were.
I still don't like that though.
Yeah, but CBS said, "Nuh-uh, you aren't touching that game."
Yeah.
Understand. Tony Romo out there in LA calling the Saints Rams, baby.
Ooh, it's going to be fun to listen to him call Breeze. He's done it once already this year, but it was against the Pats, and now it's a bad game for us, so it'll be fun to hear him.
Yeah. So.
God, he's so good. He's so good at that job.
I like him. I like how he's doing it. I know he's like awkward sometimes, and he does mess up a little bit, but I feel like it gives a little more real to him than some of like
Baron Aikman.
Robot Troy Aikman here. You know, I mean, I do.
Only one worse is Collinsworth.
Collinsworth is, I have actually heard people do like him. So, but
worst thing I ever heard Collinsworth say was Super Bowl a few years ago. Pats were in it, and Brady throws like a short slant to Welker. It hits Welker in the hands, and he drops it. And then immediately, Chris Collinsworth says, Welker catches that 10 out of 10 times. And then there's just like this dead silence on air. And it's like whoever is it, Al Michaels is with him. Al Michaels was like about to be like, Chris, that makes no sense. And then he was like, because he just dropped it. But he like refrained, and it's just like, oh my gosh, come on, Chris, come on.
Yeah, because then you have like John Gruden. I like Gruden, his football.
Gruden has his strengths. Yeah,
he does have his strengths, but then sometimes when he talks, we
might not be seeing Gruden in that booth very much.
Groomers all
Tennessee volunteer.
How about that Rocky Top he said on radio for no reason? Man, you can't be saying that. He just likes the rumors too much. He does. Yeah. He likes these groomers too much. But sometimes, obviously when he talks, he gets too. I like the energy, but sometimes when he gets like the South Dakota tough or the Dakota tough about Wentz, and he said that about 20 times. Sometimes he gets to that point.
He sometimes morphs into the fake John Gruden Twitter account.
Yes, he does.
He sometimes just turns into.
He does. But he does. He is very smart. So yeah, I do enjoy that part, but sometimes he does stuff like that you're just like chill a little bit. But
yeah.
So let's just get to the last game before
Yeah.
we keep going. I know we probably rambled on a little long, but Texans at Ravens, Monday Night Football. Oh man, Monday nights, I don't think they've had that great of a year on picking games, and you can't flex those. So I don't know, that's my personal opinion on Monday night so far. I guess I have to really look back and think about it. I mean, last week was good, so I'll give them that. But I'm going Ravens. I'll just stop and I'll just go Ravens. I think their defense playing really well. So Tom Savage is not going to do what he did last week.
There's like a really good chance that I'm not even going to watch Monday night and Sunday night because it's going to be finals week and got better stuff to do than watch those terrible games.
No, that's fair enough. So. Where are you going on that pick then?
Oh, yeah, Baltimore. Sorry. Duh. Yeah, definitely not Houston. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Thomas.
Yeah. I think it's going to be hard for Thomas to agree on that. So, but
yeah, I doubt he
sends us our picks, so we get it down. Don't worry.
Yeah,
he's not cheating at all. Don't worry, we won't let that happen.
No,
before we go, I see Cody asked another question. I think we kind of answered it, but I hope we did, Cody. He said what happened to Oakland.
Bad DBs, bad defense.
Yeah. They had a bend don't break defense, and the defense has broken really bad. The floodgates have opened, and they did not address it as well as they had to. And then when the wide receivers struggle that much, they're just a mess. Sadly, it's just too much of a mess right now. So I hope they turn it around next year. I would like to see him back.
I still think Carr can be something special.
I do. I really hope Oakland turns it around.
Yeah,
I do. So, with that has been the show. Thanks for tuning in after dark. Pac-12 after dark. Stealing that from them. Sorry. ESPN
we talk after dark.
We talk after dark. There we go. Sorry, ESPN. We won't step on your feet there. Don't sue us.
We will. We're better than ESPN. Boom.
Hey, we had a tweet from a follower that said we are the best sports podcast out there, sports talkers out there. So thank you.
Was that the fake? Is that? Oh no. Never mind. We had a fake comment on our YouTube that was like promoting their own stuff, and I was like, get off our channel.
No, it was not that. I was not going off that. Don't worry. I'm not. I won't use spam.
Oh, you're talking about Landry.
Yeah.
Landry Lee. Gotcha. QB1, Spring Hill. Boom.
Yeah. No, I'm using actual real people. Not. I won't use spam accounts or anything to promote us. But a spam account said we were the best ever. We have the potential to turn this into a full-time job.
Yeah, I shut that down real quick. On that one.
Yeah, following on that. So we talk sports good. Tune in next week. We'll have college football and NFL football. Maybe we'll squeeze in an NBA soon. So follow our Twitter, like our Facebook, add our Snapchat, ask us questions online. Do all that. Have fun. Tune in next week. Thanks for all that.